Hey coaches, welcome back to Flag Football Nation. I'm Coach Adam, and today we're going to be going over how to beat a 2-3 defense. So this 2-3 defense was a recommendation by a Patreon subscriber. So if you want access to exclusive content as well as early access to videos I release, go ahead and subscribe to our Patreon. You can make suggestions, and then we'll make videos like this about what you want to see. So I'll leave a link down below to our Patreon, but let's go ahead and get into it. So this is a 2-3 defense. It's a 2-3. So you have two linebackers here, and then you have three safeties. And so basically what that would look like is you have the linebackers here in two short zones, and then the safeties have three deep zones. So they're responsible for three different uh, thirds of the field. All right. And so where is the weaknesses in this coverage? Okay, so you have the weaknesses here in between the three safeties. You have the weaknesses towards the outside, towards the middle between the two linebackers, and then the weakness to the other right outside. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have plays that pick on a certain defender that makes them have to make a choice. And then as long as we are right, they will always be wrong. So let's go ahead and get into our first play, which is just a very simple slant flat concept. Okay. And so the defenders that we're taking on in this play are going to be the two linebackers up front about 5 yards away. And so the quarterback is just going to read, he's going to choose a side. Ideally, what we want to attack the side that has more field to it. So if the right side is the field side, meaning there's more field, more space, we want to attack that side. If the left side of the field has more space, we want to attack that side. And it's just a very simple read. We're going to read it slant first and then flat second. Whatever this linebacker here chooses is we're going to go against. So if he stays to guard the slant, we're going to throw this flat right here. If he goes down to guard the flat, then we have the slant wide open. We want to get this ball out quick because we don't want the slants to reach to this safety level to where they can make a play on it. And so it should just be a one step and throw, and it should just be that easy. One step, throw, make your decision, and that's really it. All right, so our next play is a play we call pepper. And so what we're doing here is we are pushing this safety back, the middle safety back. Let me get this out of the way really quick. We're pushing this safety back with these two posts. We're going to push this one back as well. And now we're going to be picking on this defender here. He either has to make a choice, come up to the flat, or to go back to the deep cross. It's a high-low. You just want to read him. Whatever he chooses, do the opposite. So what we're going to read is we're going to read X first to center second. Now, if the safety comes down, now we have this post over top. So it's just more of a coaching adjustment. If you're seeing this safety start to come down to the cross, we're going to say, hey, now we're going to read it the Z post first, deep cross second, center flat third. And what we like to do is we want to do like a one-step drop, and then we want to roll out to the right, to the left if you're your quarterback's left-handed, but we're going to roll to the right just so that we get the quarterback on the move and be able to make a nice, easy throw to one of these two guys. Okay. Next play is going to be our slot choice. Okay, so slot choice. So notice here in the formation, we have the outside receivers are in wide splits. We want them to get as wide as possible, try to create as much space for this slot receiver to make his choice read. Okay, and so what we're targeting is we're going to be targeting this middle safety. Okay, so this is going to take quite a bit of preparation on the Y's part and the quarterback's part to make sure that we are on the same page. Okay, let's get to the other routes, and then we'll go ahead and introduce the slot choice. So the X's and the Z's are running 10-step curls, and the whole point of this these routes is to hold this safety in place and to also hold this safety in place. We want to keep them occupied so that the Y can make its slot choice. Okay, so the slot choice, for example, if we have a rule here, if he goes over top, I go under, meaning I'm going to curl. If he's even, meaning we line up at the same spot, I'm leaving, meaning I'm going deep. Okay? And then if he tries to cross my face, I cross his. And so now I'm going to run the post. And so that's just the easy rules that make it as simple as possible. This play is going to take a little bit more practice time because you got to make sure that the Y is making the right reads and the quarterback is on the same page as the Y as far as what he should be doing. And so, like I said, how we're going to read it really is we're going to read the center first. Okay. If the center's not open, meaning if this linebacker takes the center, now we're going to read the slot choice. And that's it. So if this linebacker just kind of stays there and the center gets open into the flat, we're going to throw it to the center first. But if the linebacker moves over, then we're going to read the slot choice and let the Y beat the safety based off of his leverage. Okay? So remember, if he's over top, I'm staying under with the curl. If he's even, I'm leaving with the seam. And if he crosses my face, I cross his with the post. Okay? So that is slot choice. Next, we have mesh. Good old mesh. And so if you want more of a detailed breakdown of our mesh play, I'll go ahead and include that in a nice card here at the top right of the screen so that you can get a nice breakdown of our 5-on-5 mesh. And so with this play, we're targeting this linebacker right here. He's going to have to make a choice. So the Z is running a 10-yard or 7-step out route. Okay, that's going to keep this safety occupied. Okay, if this safety backs up and we're able to hit that, let's go ahead and hit that. But if he's staying on it, that's fine with us too. Okay, the center is now running a flat down the line of scrimmage, but not too deep. We want to make sure he stays about 1 to 2 yards away from the line of scrimmage so he doesn't interfere with this front side mesher. All right, and then the X is going to be the front side mesher. He's going to go 6 yards. He's going to slap hands with the Y, and then he's going to look for the ball while still going across the field. And so this linebacker now has to make a choice. Do I go out to guard the center? Well, then we have the front side mesher with the X coming across. Well, if I stay here, now we have the center in the flat. Okay? So how we're going to read this is we're going to read Z first. If we like it, we're going to throw it. But if we can't, if we don't get it, we're going to look at center first and then X second. It's that easy. So we got Z, center, X. But we're really reading off of this linebacker here. Whatever he does, we're going to make sure that we do the opposite. Okay? Next play. All right, so next we have stick. Very similar to mesh in terms of who we're attacking and why we're attacking them. All right, so Z is on an outside release go to keep this safety occupied. Okay, the safety has to honor this, and if he doesn't, lets him get by him, it's going to be a touchdown as long as we connect. Okay, next we have the center on the flat, just like in mesh. We want to get about 1 to 2 yards away from the line of scrimmage, and then we have the Y on a 5-yard hitch. Okay, right at the linebacker. We want to sit right in front of the linebacker, and again, he has to make a choice. Either he's going to guard the flat by the center, and then we're going to throw it to the Y on the hitch, or he's going to guard the hitch, and we're going to throw it flat to the center. Either way, whatever he does, we want to do the opposite. Now, we do have this X, gift route, we like to call it. This is another play that we've gone over extensively before. I'll go ahead and include that card as well. But what we're doing here is with the defender in front of you is an off coverage, meaning he's not right up on you. We want to run the hitch. And so with this rule, we're going to be running this hitch here. So if this linebacker wants to start to drift across, now quarterback can just read that, throw that. Or if this linebacker is lining up too close to the line of scrimmage, we can just set, turn, and throw and get easy yards that way as well. That's just something you're just going to have to analyze whenever it comes to this defense. All right. So that's going to be stick. We're going to move on to the next play. All right. So next we have a stack right, and we have a flood concept. And this is the thing about this defense you're going to find a lot. We're going to be picking on this linebacker here. Now, again, if you want to make it look different, all you have to do is just flip it to the left side with any of these plays, and now you're picking on the left linebacker. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We're doing 9 plays, but it's really 18 if you want to flip them. Okay, so this is just standard flood concept. The Y is going deep down the field to occupy this safety. And then once again, we're high-low in this linebacker. Either he can go and guard this 10-yard out or 7-step out by the Z, and we'll throw the center, or he comes down to guard the center, and now we have the out by the Z. Okay? So if this safety, let's say we want to, safety comes and guards this out, and then for whatever reason the safety wants to try to come over top, well, now that leaves this post by the X, 10 yards, 7-step post by the X in front of the middle of the field is wide open as well. So just really simple. The how we're going to read it, the reads, again, it's really just 2 reads. You could make it 3 if you want to, but that's entirely up to you. If you go 2 reads, it's just going to be the out by the Z and then the flat to the center. If you want to do 3 reads, it would be the Y on the go, the Z on the out, and then the flat to the center. Okay? So next, we have Y corner. Another air raid staple. I'm telling you, air raid's got plenty of plays in it. We've gone over this play extensively as well, but against this defense, this helps as well. So the Y is running a 7-step or 10-yard corner. Again, we want to make this safety stay put. We really want to occupy him so that now this linebacker is now put into a bind again. Okay, so the center's on the flat, all right, and then the Z is on we call it kind of a hitch. I've said it like a slant and go. He can run it a couple different ways. I have it lined up to where he's just running straight towards the linebacker and sitting in front of him. What you can do also is you can say, if it's easier to teach, you can run a slant and stop. That would work as well. It's entirely up to you. But either way, this linebacker now has to make a choice again. Either the flat by the center or now the slant and stop by the Z. Either way, we want to throw it to the other one if once he makes his choice. And then also you have this gift route on the backside by the X in case this linebacker decides to get a little greedy and move more towards the field. Quarterback can set, turn, and throw. This should really be a pre-snap read. All right, so how we're going to read this is you can do 2 things. You can do, again, either a 1-2-3 read or a 1-2 read. Okay, so for a 1-2-3 read, we're going to read the Y corner first, the center second on the flat, and then the Z third on the slant and stop. Okay, if it's a 2 read, we're going to read the center first on the flat, and then we're going to read the Z second on the slant stop. All right. So next, we got a play called slice. Okay, so this is picking on this safety, the middle safety here. Okay, so the Y is running what we call the slice route. So the slice is just going to be a streak, but it's going to be ran towards the middle of the field. Okay, instead of a typical streak where he's just going straight up the field, he's going to go towards the middle of the field, going straight that way. We want to attack this safety to push him back. Okay, and so with the flat by the center, the linebacker is going to guard that center, and if he doesn't, he's going to be open. And so now the Z can come underneath and access this middle of the field. And so now this safety has to make a choice. Do I guard the slice route and prevent a touchdown, or do I guard the Z for an easy completion? It's entirely up to him. Okay, so now this X guarding this curl here, the X is running a curl, 10-yard curl, and then this linebacker is just kind of in no man's land at this point. Because unless this linebacker is just strictly reading his eyes, quarterback should be able to make this throw far outside of his reach if the safety backs up here. We don't want to throw it here. We want to throw it about right here, just so that there isn't a way for this linebacker to come in and try to pick that off. Okay? So how we're going to read this, again, you can do 1, 2, 3 if you want, but we're just going to read this top to bottom. So how we're going to read it is we're going to read slice first, the slice by the Y. We're going to run do the Z second on the dig, and then we're going to do the flat third by the center. Okay, if you want to do 1, 2, it's just a slice, and then the in by the Z. Okay, so on to the next one. We have a slide RPO is what we call it. It's just a toss, Y toss RPO, whatever. And again, this poor sucker right here is getting picked on. Okay, so as you can see, the X, center, and Z are all running 9 routes or streaks. We want to push everybody back. Make sure everybody has to honor these streaks here. Okay? And so the quarterback's going to take the snap. He's going to toss it to the Y, and then he's going to run what we call a little slide route. And what we want is we want him to, before the snap, analyze the first defender, which is here, to the play side. He's going to run behind him. So what we want is we want the Y, once he receives the toss, to be able to read this guy. Okay, so this guy's going to come down, play the run, and so now the Y is going to read. Does he come down to play the run? If he does, then I'm going to throw it over top of his head to the quarterback. Okay, if he goes back to guard the quarterback, then I'm going to keep it myself and run the ball. It's just that simple. It's just read this guy, do the opposite of what he does. Okay? And that's the slide RPO. All right. And so that is how you beat a 2-3 defense. Just really simple, really easy plays. All we're doing is we're just trying to make this linebacker, and then if you flip the play, this linebacker, they want to make their days a lot harder. The thing about a 3-2, 2-3 defense is because since they're making 3 guys guard the deep part of the field, we don't want to try to force the ball down the field. We don't need to. All we want to do is we want to attack what they're giving us. And so since they're only giving us 2 guys, since they're only giving us 2 guys for short yardage, we want to attack those guys. We want to pick on those 2, since they're giving up, easy completions with wanting to stop the deep ball with these 3 safeties. So if you guys like stuff like this, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and then if you're interested in our Patreon, click the link down below. Thank you guys so much. I'm Coach Adam. This is Flag Football Nation. Redefine the game.